What's up, everybody? It's Sid and Millie back with another episode. Just kind of chatting today. Nothing too crazy. What are we talking about, Millie?
Today we're going to be talking about mass consumption. Essentially, mass consumption and how that ties into, I guess, climate change and our environment as a whole,
Yeah, absolutely.
And essentially, my thesis with this is essentially I think that consumers and the masses do have more power than we really think in terms of our contribution to climate change. I obviously know that we'll never be able to compete with like a billionaire and their private jets and all of their flights.
Of course.
We'll never be able to compete with that, but what we can compete with is on a consumer basis. That's where I think we can actually compete and fight back a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I fully agree with you. I mean, there's so many aspects in everyday life where we as consumers do overconsume in a lot of ways, and I feel like there's the whole recycling tree, the reduce, reuse, recycle. And I feel like we go straight to recycling first, which is supposed to be like the last thing on the, I guess, circle. I'm going on a tangent.
No, you're not. You're good. No.
But so I feel like there's like a whole step of like reducing use, a whole step of reusing things that you already have. Or, I mean, if we're talking clothes, fast fashion is a big issue.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, when it comes to recycling, where is that stuff even really going? Who genuinely knows if it's actually being recycled and being utilized in the facet that they're saying that it's being recycled? But as far as like single-use products, that's obviously a little bit tough because the consumer, it's kind of like, again, what are you supposed to do if that's what's in the store? So just like, what can consumers do on an individual basis to try and limit that? So it's like, some big things for me are like, the new phones that come out every single year. Nobody needs to buy a brand new phone every single year.
Definitely not.
That is the definition of overconsumption. You don't need that. Your phone is still working. Your screen is not cracked. You could get your screen replaced if it is cracked. You do not need a brand new phone.
100%.
Right? That's just like one thing people could do. Do not buy the brand new phone that comes out. Keep your old one, run it into the ground. That is what we need to do. That's what people used to do back in the day when devices and when products were made to last. Like
right.
That.
Again, I was going to say, to be fair, they were made to last a lot better.
Yeah, and that should be essentially the motivation behind it, right? Like, we convince companies to get back to the old days of building actual quality products by holding on to the products we have, because they're going to then realize that it's going to take something really good and really like powerful to actually get consumers to spend their money. Like, I feel like consumers are a bit frivolous, like the iPhone, right? Like, that's just one example, and no shade, because I obviously have an iPhone, but do you actually need a brand new iPhone for the exact phone with a slightly different camera?
Right. I know.
No.
Literally, I had the 8 until I got the 15.
Yeah.
So like, you can run them into the ground. And I think another thing about certain companies or certain products, I think they are very predatory as well, because like with Apple products, we know the batteries degrade over time.
Yeah.
And so like that,
it's not
also,
like you can replace the battery.
Right. They try to make it very intentional too, which is like very predatory.
And they're not alone. They're not alone. This is not like a Apple bashing
it's just because
session.
that's
just
also
generally.
what we use. So we kind of have more experience with the products themselves.
But like, I would extend it even because like, if you think about like new cars, right? Like that's another example. Like, you do not need to upgrade your car the next year to the newest model or to the newest brand. Like, that is overconsumption. You don't need that. Your vehicle is still running, your vehicle is still working, it's still getting you from point A to point B. You do not need a brand new vehicle. And that's like, those are the sorts of things that we have to continue as a society push back against, like fight against the urge to do those sorts of things. And that will force companies to give us better products. I just think like with cars specifically, look at what BYD is producing in China, right? They're producing high quality electric vehicles with fast charging that are sleek, good looking cars, and they're affordable. They're cheap, affordable cars. They are providing the best quality product for their consumers, and their consumers are buying them because the quality is there.
Yeah.
And I feel like, again, the consumers, if we withhold our dollar, I really think that it will force companies to get back in the habit of making actually good products.
Yeah, 100%, Millie. I feel like not even, just that, but also, not to fully change the subject.
Nah, do it.
But also just like, even with, we had watched the plastic, whatever, detox your life or something, documentary, and it was talking
that was
about,
very interesting.
It's
really on Netflix if you haven't seen it. Plastic Detox.
Yeah.
Very interesting documentary.
Very interesting. But yeah, that obviously focuses on the microplastics and PFAs that are in a lot of packaging and every product. Yeah, literally. Anytime you use anything plastic, you're consuming microplastics and PFAs, and it also talked about how it impacts the human body and how it makes your body function at basically lower levels, and switching to products that are reusable like bamboo and just more healthy materials even makes your own life, your body, feel better because of the products that you're using. So it's these are
the basis of that documentary was essentially families who were couples who were trying to have children, and so they were doing a plastic detox in order to essentially raise their fertility levels. And I don't know what the exact outcome was, but a few of the couples did end up getting pregnant after going on this plastic detox.
Yes, but all of them had their their dangerous levels of PFAs and microplastics that all decreased, and all of them had uplifted, I don't know if they were measuring testosterone and estrogen, but their internal chemicals were up because of the switch over away from plastics.
Yeah,
which was really
and
interesting.
again, I feel like it's just another reason for consumers to avoid those things to the best of our abilities, and that starts with cutting down on those single-use plastics. So can you get products that have refillable liquids or refillable pods or something like that? Can we cut down on getting things that we're only going to use once?
Use more glass and aluminum packaging.
Exactly. Yeah, glass is obviously ideal. Not everything comes in a jar, but yeah, things like that. And something you brought up earlier, which is such a good point, is fast fashion as well, because people don't realize that there are microplastics and stuff in our clothing too.
Yeah, technically linen is the best material you can wear.
But with that in mind, it's people don't think about the trash, the disposal of clothing, right? A lot of clothing is washing up on islands and washing up in other places of the world, or getting dropped off in other places in the world, because they literally don't know what to do with the trash. Humans are creating so much trash, and it is largely due to our overconsumption. And yeah, we just don't need to be using this much.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and something, I always see this quote, and it's talking about how every plastic toothbrush that you've ever used throughout your entire life still exists somewhere today.
Yikes. Wow.
And think about how often you switch a toothbrush.
I know. Should be pretty often.
Yeah, every 3 months.
Yeah.
But
that is pretty crazy. Yeah, because we just don't make a lot of biodegradable products and a lot of biodegradable things, and that's, again, really damaging to our environment. And that's kind of where the two things go hand in hand. It's just we all as a society, we're using things that we need, getting things that we need, and whatever, utilizing all of these products and goods, but we're just extracting again from our land. Right. And then that stuff is not going back. It's not melting down. It's going into huge trash piles that are just sitting there. And yeah, it's and not to mention the process of making the microplastics and stuff. It's all petroleum products, so they're also so terrible for the environment.
Not something that's going to be biodegrading back into the earth or the water, anything like that. Yeah, and it's if people were focusing more on reducing and reusing the things that they already have, we would be able to use more reusable products, have more bulk buying goods, bulk goods stores where you can buy dry goods and snacks and things and put them in a jar, or some form of reusable bag. And then, you know, with that, then we wouldn't have to produce so much disposable packaging.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, it definitely goes like hand in hand. At the end of the day, like we know that the people that are controlling the systems, like they're pushing a lot of like products and things upon like the public, like putting a lot of like ads and all of these billions of dollars into advertising these products for people. But I feel like it is just important to remember as a consumer, like what do you really need? Like do you actually need the product that you're buying? Is it something that is going to influence or enhance your life in some way? And if not, those are the types of moments where we can cut down our consumption. Like, and yeah, I just feel like if everybody does that, it could potentially be one item less a week or two items less a week, or something else that you recycle or put in a renewable like a Tupperware container or like something like that, instead of buying a plastic bag. Like if we all do a couple of little things here and there, it will add up.
Yeah.
It will hopefully like add up, but we have to like take that personal responsibility.
Yeah, absolutely. And we definitely understand how much more expensive it is to do those things. We definitely know it's like a problem that starts from way above the general consumer, because they're obviously, all these companies are going to want to make their money, so they're going to make cheap, bad for you and bad for the environment goods and push that, and the food and everything. So it's like, these are obviously choices that you can make if you're able to. And you know, it is pretty interesting how the companies who are doing this are the worst polluters. And like consumers are really just a subject to that, and then like made to feel by these companies that we're the ones that can really make the difference.
And it ties hand in hand because like our current administration has obviously lessened consumer protections, so consumers are obviously bearing the increased prices from all of the conflicts happening in the world, and the fuel prices and stuff. All of those increased prices have been passed on to the consumer. So it's like the consumer, again, the way we fight back against these increased pricing the way we fight back against the increased fuel prices, like the way we do that is by not spending our money. Like they are charging that and holding that over our head because they think that we need these products and we'll continue to buy them. But just like during COVID, and just like the last time there was like a world, you know, event that was happening, as soon as consumers restrict their dollar and are spending less, the companies, they drop their prices down immediately. They drop the prices of housing, they'll drop the price for apartments, they drop the price for literally everything during COVID because consumers weren't spending their money. And so by fighting against overconsumption on a personal level, we can really take back control of the market, which is supposed to benefit the consumers and not just a select few people at the top.
Very true, Millie.
So it's a hand-in-hand process, because these companies, like you said, are huge polluters. They pollute our air, pollute our water systems, and then they're giving us products that also pollute our bodies. So they are all around bad. So that's not who we want to give our money to anyway. So
no, definitely not. Yeah, we definitely want to like at least try and reduce the amount of like money we're spending and giving to these corporations that are in return polluting everything. Everything. The air we breathe, the water we drink, the clothes we wear. Everything.
Everything. It's crazy.
So
so that's a little things we can do. So we personally, we try to consume very little. We don't buy any new things. We're not going to get the new iPhone or anything. Definitely won't be buying a new car. Definitely won't be buying a house.
No.
When it comes to clothing, we'll wear what we got until it's ripping or no longer fits. Because those are just individual choices that we can make that can fight against overconsumption.
100%.
So it's up to us.
So we can do what we can do. Yeah,
exactly. It's up to everybody on an individual basis at the end of the day. But those were our thoughts on overconsumption. And
if you made it this far,
thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Peace.